Good evening, and welcome to USA News Updates. Tensions surrounding the Strait of Hormuz are once again taking center stage as Iran says it will not fully reopen the strategically important waterway unless the United States meets a series of demands. The development comes as negotiations involving Iran and Oman continue, with hopes growing for an agreement that could allow some commercial shipping to safely pass through the region. But despite signs of diplomatic progress, the crisis is far from over. The Strait of Hormuz is one of the world's most important shipping routes. Located between Iran and Oman, the narrow waterway connects the Persian Gulf with the Gulf of Oman and the wider Arabian Sea. Millions of barrels of oil and other energy products normally pass through the strait, making any major disruption a concern for global markets. For the United States, the situation has become an important foreign policy and economic challenge. Iranian officials say negotiations with Oman are focused on establishing arrangements for the safe passage of commercial vessels. According to recent reports, Iran says an agreement with Oman is nearing its final stages. However, Tehran is making an important distinction. Iran says a new arrangement for shipping lanes would not automatically mean that the Strait of Hormuz is fully reopened. Instead, Iran says the complete reopening of the waterway depends on the United States meeting several conditions. Those demands reportedly include changes to U.S. military pressure and other measures imposed on Iran. Iran's position has created a major obstacle for negotiators because Washington has been pushing for unrestricted and secure commercial passage through the strait. The United States is closely watching the negotiations. American officials have indicated that progress has been made in discussions surrounding the strait, but no final agreement has been reached. That leaves the Trump administration facing a difficult choice. Washington wants the waterway reopened and commercial shipping restored, but Iran is using control over the route as leverage in the wider confrontation. The situation has also raised concerns about what could happen if negotiations fail. A prolonged disruption could place additional pressure on global energy markets and increase transportation costs. The reason this story is receiving so much international attention is simple: oil. The Strait of Hormuz is a critical choke point for global energy shipments. When ships cannot safely move through the area, oil companies, shipping firms and governments have to consider alternative routes, delays and higher costs. Those additional costs can eventually affect businesses and consumers. Higher energy and transportation costs can contribute to inflation, putting additional pressure on households already dealing with the cost of living. For the United States, developments around Hormuz are therefore not simply a Middle Eastern security issue. They can also become an economic issue at home. Oman has emerged as an important intermediary in the negotiations. The country has historically played a role in facilitating communication between Iran and Western governments. The current discussions appear to be focused on finding a practical way to allow commercial vessels to move safely while broader political disagreements remain unresolved. But Iranian officials continue to insist that a limited shipping arrangement should not be confused with a complete reopening of the strait. That distinction could become one of the biggest issues in the days ahead. The immediate question is whether negotiators can reach an agreement that satisfies both sides. If a deal is reached, commercial shipping could gradually become more predictable, potentially easing pressure on energy markets. But if talks break down, tensions could rise again. That could mean continued restrictions on shipping, greater uncertainty for oil markets and increased pressure on the United States and its allies to respond. For now, officials on all sides are watching the negotiations closely. The Strait of Hormuz remains at the center of a much larger confrontation involving Iran, the United States and regional powers. While negotiations through Oman offer a possible path toward safer shipping, Iran's latest position makes clear that a full reopening is still tied to broader demands from Tehran. The coming days could therefore prove critical. Will diplomacy succeed in reopening one of the world's most important shipping routes? Or will the dispute continue to threaten global energy supplies? We'll continue monitoring the situation and bring you the latest developments. I'm your host, and this has been USA News Updates. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more breaking news from across the United States and around the world.